All right. I just want to hop in here for the people who are tuning in to watch this video, because y'all are going to get the luxury of not seeing all these headaches. But the first 10 minutes of this video is very laggy. Um, but we stopped the video, refreshed everything. I changed some settings, and it did smooth out. So stick around past that first 10 minutes because it does get better. So,
It definitely gets better.
and enjoy this podcast and be
Follow,
watching for the next one. And
follow and subscribe.
follow, subscribe, and look us up on Twitter or Twitch over there, so that way you can be part of the show. So
And
without that,
don't mind the guy up there at the camera.
yeah, he's just walking in front of the camera over there. That's Cowboy. So yeah, just hang out there, and it does get better. So. All right, gotta pick up my phone here before we get started. What is going on, guys? So we're back at it. What's this, episode 2?
Episode 2.
I am Kyle, the host for tonight. I'm joined over here in the middle chair, which we call center, by Dale, and in his usual spot over there on the far end of the couch is Cowboy, aka Kevin. So, without a further ado, then let's get this one fired up. So, started off like usual. Everybody's got their cigar pick for the show. Nah, it's only on the live screen. So,
Yeah.
it might be. I don't know. Hopefully, it's not that bad. Oh, come on! They didn't hear your yee yee. Sorry, Cowboy didn't unmute his mic over
I
there.
wasn't ready, okay?
Some of us didn't come in prepared.
Calm down. You gonna make me cry.
So I didn't mean to hurt every feeling you got.
And I got a lot of them. You heard every
That's
damn
what you
one
tell
of
me.
them.
Now, well, I didn't turn the there so we
I
can
got
see
it.
him.
We need to see.
Well, that's why if we can get the comments up and going, we can see if anybody. Probably just doing that more because of my internet. Should be up on the sidebar. Yeah, right. Try that one. Click and drag. Gotta love technical difficulties. There we go.
Yeah, we're definitely on task today.
There we go. Now, hopefully, I don't know if we got anybody in here yet, but
Yeah, we need someone in here to let us know if it's glitching out.
can't see that comment up there.
Does it
Just
say
welcome
so?
to the chat room.
Ah,
So yeah, go ahead and
so I guess we're
start
just
it off with
gonna
what we're smoking.
we're gonna start off with what we got smoking. So also we are messing around. We've got another new camera, hopefully a little bit better quality for you viewers out there. But tonight I'm gonna be firing up the Cohiba Red Dot. I've had several of them. They're pretty good. Got a little good smoky flavor.
Tonight I'll be smoking the premium handmade factory smokes by Drew Estates. Not had this one. I know Kyle's had a few of them.
It's my go-to my go-to budget smoke for I got guests or whatever because it's not a bad smoke.
And I got this one from him because
And
I ran out of the house and forgot to grab one.
If somebody doesn't really partake in cigars, I find that's a good one to kind of let
Very
people test out because the wrapper's sweet and the tobacco, even though it's a Cuban sandwich, it's not too bad. You know, it does the job for a $3 stick, that's for sure. Get this fired up over here.
Cut already, sir.
Alright, I'm smoking one that brother Kyle over here smoked last podcast. It's the Premium Age Last Call by AJ Fernandez. I ain't had one personally myself.
I think I had that the night we had all those technical difficulties and we
Was
lost.
that it?
Yeah. And
maybe it was on the mini-sode that
Yeah,
ended
it
up being
was
over an hour long.
that we
but-
didn't get to go live with because it just
Yeah.
wasn't good.
But that is what I will be enjoying tonight myself.
And I will say, if you haven't had a last call, that is definitely worth all $6. It's $6-7 if you can get it. It's a really good smoke for that price point. I think honestly, I prefer that last call over this $18-20 Cohiba.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it's a good cigar, but for the price point, yeah, that one's good.
I can tell I'm going to enjoy this one. This has got a nice sweet tone to it already. Yeah, we were kind of running ragged before the podcast started. We've got
Got a birthday
Birthday.
party, Christmas party.
Yeah, 'cause-
podcast. I was working
now
on a
mind
dang
you-
four-wheeler.
and a
Mind you-
gender reveal.
Oh, yeah.
I did this. I set up this Christmas party like well in advance this year because I wanted to give people time to be able to
Yep.
say they were going to be here. So this Christmas party was planned before the podcast, so we're trying to mix everything in. So that's why we're running just a little bit late. But I mean, heck, 4 minutes, I wouldn't say. We've been a lot later before.
Kind of rushed getting everything set up, turned on. But
Yeah,
we'll get it.
we'll get it.
It'll go.
Hopefully we get some more people hopping in here. And like I am going to go ahead and throw it out there like I always do. Hit that follow if you come across our video and you like what you see. I do encourage you, if you can catch our lives, to hop in. That way we can take your comments and you can help kind of drive the show around too. Because we'll come up with our topics that we find interesting and kind of play off of those. Nothing scripted here. So if you come in to the chat room with something interesting or whatever, you know, we're going to reach up there and pick them out and talk about them. So definitely, if you're on Twitch, give us a follow. That way you can be part of the lives. And if not, definitely look us up on YouTube and Rumble. And we're also on Spotify for the audio version of this show. But on YouTube and Rumble, that's where I upload the videos afterwards. But we are, I'd say, Rumble is probably the main platform right now that's getting traffic. So we're double checking over here. Are you on my Wi-Fi? If you're on my Wi-Fi, you're probably going to lag a little bit too. Yep. All right. So back, I had to readjust everything in the computer to switch it back over to 1080 because the internet's not cooperating. So we're going to give it just a minute and let some people jump in here. I'll have to.
So if they ever
I'm gonna have to splice these videos together, but it's all good.
If they ever bring internet out here, we can run
Yeah.
4K, no problem.
If they ever do, the
yeah,
problem.
exactly.
I've been trying to fight that and they won't bring it. So, oh yeah, we're a lot better. We're not glitching up there. So good all right, so all y'all can go and complain to Mr. Elon about his Starlink not being able to bring y'all our beautiful faces in 2K. Let me relight my Gar now.
This damn last call ain't bad.
Good. Good for
Really
the price.
fucking good. I tell my buddy at work, Because he's starting to smoke.
I wouldn't be
cigars.
I wouldn't be half tempted to go in and get a box of those.
It's fucking pretty. But I told him all
What
his
you doing over there,
ribbons, keep 'em
Dale?
over here.
Trying to figure shit out, and it ain't working.
I turned on
Everything's
buffering too, I believe. So
It's
that'll-
still trying to buffer up there. It don't help that we have this bad storm crossing over right now.
yeah, that too. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm recording it locally just in case.
Okay.
That way I can splice in these two footages if I need to.
Yeah, we have what 20 minutes already in the other one.
About 10.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was like 20 minutes of preload time. So
Oh, okay.
all right, now we just need to get some people in here. All right, are you showing anybody in here? Doesn't look like you joined yet.
Well, it said 6 a second ago. Now it says 4. But
I have no idea how to work. Producer James isn't
mean, you
here.
got-
I have no idea how to work any of this.
looks like we
stuff,
got
so-
maybe a 4 to 6 second delay on it
All
on
right,
the
here
video
we go.
part. So I don't think it's too bad. I mean, it could be worse.
So
Less choppy, so that's good.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and just run it like we are. It is what it is. The joys of coming to you from a shed in the country. I mean,
Rural area, definitely rural.
yeah. All right, so let's just jump into this. So I want to start it off with, as we start off the show with cigar content, I want to go ahead and...
Let's go ahead and say, sit back, light one up, and shoot the shit with us.
Oh, yeah. That right there.
We
Grab
talk about anything, everything.
if
and
you got one,
sometimes
light
nothing
it
at all.
up and let's get going. So I came across this article and
Thank you, Chloe.
I found it to be kind of, I guess, a relief for us in the cigar world. So we all know economic times right now and the current administration with instituting tariffs on everybody. And they've been really pushing here lately for going hard on Nicaragua because of all the kind of stuff they got going on over there. It's just, there's a lot of not so good stuff with what's going on down there with labor laws and all that kind of stuff. But everybody in the cigar world has been worried that because of that we were going to see a potential 18% tariff increase on cigars and tobacco because of it.
Tobacco across the board.
Yeah, because and Nicaragua, when it comes to it, is one of the largest countries
Tobacco.
that most cigars have Nicaraguan fillers and
Oh,
stuff in
okay.
them. So most of your cigars are loaded with Nicaraguan tobacco. So I found this article popped up this week on Google, and it said that basically, I think there was over 2,000 comments on their open forum about the tariffs with Nicaragua, and over 2,000 people had commented about trying to keep that tariff off of cigars. And let's see, I want to say they mentioned a certain treaty.
And where does that come from?
What?
Whatever you said, Nicaragua or whatever.
Nicaragua. I'm not exactly too sure where they are located exactly, but they're going to be in that prime location where most of your tobacco countries are. So it's looking like, because of the CAFTA-DR, and I don't know if they actually said what that was. It's basically some kind of agreement that was put in decades ago. And it looks like they're going to be able to produce tobacco and sell it to America. And it's not going to have to be taxed at that 18% extra tariff now, because it's going to fall under this rules of origin in the agreement that was signed decades ago or whenever it was. So that's one bit of good news. We don't have to worry about that particular increase coming through and raising our
Cigar
stick
cost.
price, our stick prices even more. Because the sad thing is, I got into this game late. 5 years ago, a stick that was like $10, $11 is now $17, $18, $19 because of tariffs and fees and taxes and everything that they've instituted on them. So that is one good thing that I did see.
Yeah. If they're $20 a cigar, even for the cheap ones, I don't think this is a habit I could keep up with. I mean, I could, but
it would definitely
once a week.
Yeah, it would definitely become more of a luxury than
yes,
an actual like enjoyment factor.
right.
But places like Texas, like where we are, is relatively tobacco friendly. But like a stick that we have here for $10, you go to California, and because of their tobacco taxes, it's $20. I mean, just get on the YouTube and look at poor people that are in other states and look at what their governments have ran up in taxes on these. Like, you go into a cigar shop in California with $100, and you're gonna walk out with a third, maybe a half of what you could get here in Texas. It's a big difference. And you had torch going over there.
We don't need no bonfires in the lounge, okay?
So that was a positive article I did see, and hopefully we'll see some more of that stuff. So that way, some of these other like Dominicans and stuff like that, these other tobacco countries.
God bless Texas with his own hands.
Hopefully, we don't see a bunch of increases on our cigar prices, because hopefully they can work them out to where we at least keep the tobacco. Like, I can understand going after the inhumaneness in the country, but like a lot of the tobacco places over there, like these guys have been doing this for years. They're not just, it's not like sweatshop workers where they just straight up open a place and just,
right.
You're talking about people who've been producing tobacco for 100 years, 150 years, These are well established companies, And so that was my good news of the week, I guess you could say.
I ain't been smoking cigars long, but I ain't seen any type of price difference. Not like you said 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, maybe if I started then, I'd see the inflation on it. But
yeah, from my understanding, it definitely got worse after the Big C.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it really
we don't use that name here.
Yeah, after that, it really got kind of bad. But before then was a lot better time to be
relaxing
in enjoying cigars. So, you hear any good positive news this week?
Nope. Well, I do know who Anonymous is now.
Yeah, we were able to figure that one out. We won't out you, Anonymous, unless if you want
to. God bless.
How about
Texas,
you, Mr.
God
Cowboy?
Bless America.
Do you have any positive news of the week?
I got my worst check of the whole year during Christmas, so
that's not positive.
It's not positive at all.
It's positively bad.
Yeah. Positive, it fucking sucks.
Worst check, and yet you brought in how much?
No, she can't.
Like I was telling you earlier, I think it was Tuesday. I sold like $27,000 in parts. My gross profit was probably $7,500. That's what we made off the parts I sold. That was more than my fucking check, which I'm getting paid this month from last month. But basically, this month's checks I brought in 1 day for my company.
Yeah, 1 day out of
in
the whole
one
month.
fucking day. And I worked 148 hours of pay period, which is every 2 weeks, give or take. And in one day, I made my company more than what I made in the whole fucking month. It's hard to see stuff like that where you're working your ass off 60 plus hours a week, and especially one of the most promising months, like you need that money.
Yeah, this is the worst. This is the worst time.
Yes.
That
Now the thing is, my best check of the whole year was last month. So you go from your best check to your worst check.
back-to-back months.
Oh my gosh, dude. Like, it feels so fucking terrible.
That doesn't even make sense.
No, I mean, I guess the bosses had to get their Christmas bonus from somewhere. Lonnie Pace, Brad Strapp, if y'all are watching this, I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Did you at least get a pizza party?
Right, yeah.
There you go.
Domino's.
Oh, Domino's.
They spend a little more on us. Just
bit.
because one of our tire vendors brought in a $30 gift card for Domino's.
Hey, at least it's not Little Caesars.
I wouldn't eat it. I'd refuse. It gives me such bad heartburn, I can't do it. They're like, Kevin, you ain't gonna get no pizza? Fuck no. I'm gonna be dying for the rest of the day.
Trying to see if
Prove it. Oh, you failed. All right, Anonymous. Calm down now.
I think
I don't know you personally, but
I think Anonymous and Chloe are having a go back and forth.
Yeah, they are. They're in here going at it. I was trying to get the comments to show up. I don't know.
Is that one of them Macs as well? Man, you just need a switch over, brother. Ew.
Nah.
I know you don't like pictures
No,
of the moon.
I had it all set up. Producer James and me came in here and we set it up to where the comments would pop up.
Hey, Chloe.
But
you might need to send producer James in here to do his
straighten
job.
things out.
Might need him to come in here and tweak this. I don't know. He
he's
probably
had
can't
his-
do it while we're live.
He's
but
had his gender revealed, damn it.
yeah.
He can go to work now.
I guess that was the last good news of the week. He found out that.
Yeah, he
He
found
was-
out what
That
he
he
was
went
having.
deep enough to knock the balls off of it. That's
Yeah. That was.
a baby girl. Oh my God, he ain't gonna know what to do.
That's what I told him. I said, now you're going to have two women ganging up on you in the household.
It's rough business. I'll tell you one thing. Paisley, I hope you ain't watching, but you are a fucking handful. Compared to Waylon, all you gotta do is give him a glass of chocolate milk and that motherfucker
And he's
good
done.
to go.
Yep, he's done. He's like, thank you.
Paisley, are we going anywhere? What are we doing today? Can I have this? Like, whoa, calm down,
Yeah,
girl.
she done started early.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Let me
yeah. Her
tell
and
you.
Casey.
Yes.
2 peas in a pod with that.
Earlier today, as soon as Paisley walked in, them are my pants, Casey talking to Paisley. That's my shirt. They going back and forth. I'm like, damn, y'all both acting like y'all's mamas right now.
Jeez. You'd think they were sisters
Yes.
instead of cousins.
They're basically fucking sisters at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God.
I think they would be just fine if Caden went to your house and stayed and Paisley came here.
Oh, yeah. It would change nothing. Now,
No.
vice versa, I don't know. Some reason Casey don't like but she likes to be home. She probably likes to be around mom and dad.
They're
And
going to say anytime she comes and spends the night at the house, the
He
next
wants to go.
morning,
Oh,
she's ready for
Casey?
mama to come and get her.
Oh, hell, Casey, we can't even get her to freaking stay for 5 minutes.
Yeah, she come to my house.
Yeah,
fucking Kim
they
McCall's
buy a
coming
house.
to pick me up.
They buy a house and
Pick her up.
Casey's like, oh, I'm gonna be spending the night over here all the time. I can't wait.
Twice.
And
We've
now
been in there
every
for
time
months.
we're gonna go drop her off, it's an excuse. Oh, I can't. I gotta do this. Or I gotta do this.
Her excuse last time. Aunt Jackie was sick. I didn't want to get sick. She wasn't contagious, goddamn.
Yeah, Mrs. got to get sick like every 2 weeks,
Yeah,
anyways. As
right.
it is, like okay.
So what's gonna change? Come on now.
Like, damn, you go to the damn public school where it's nothing but germs everywhere.
I got good internet. I got VRs. I got any type of gaming system you could think of besides Dreamcast and all the old school ones. I ain't James over here. I got good internet though.
We make do with what we got. If it wouldn't be for this crappy Starlink. When
Hey,
we
Eli-
moved out here, we were on HughesNet, and that was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, so don't complain about Elon Musk. He helping you out a little bit. He ain't gave me a free Tesla, but he helping you out a little bit. I can
Yeah.
use, you know, a 2026 Plaid. I ain't gonna complain if I got one.
I mean,
But my job
I
could
could-
give
I-
me
I
a
could-
Ford Lightning too, you know.
I mean, I could use the fancy golf cart that he's got to haul stuff around up here.
He's got a damn Tesla golf cart now.
Yeah, the Cybertruck.
This motherfucker. What the
Cybertruck.
9mm bulletproof, 1,000 horsepower, 1,000 torque.
Yeah, we just park that out here in front of the range and just shoot at it.
I just use it for a backstop.
Yeah. I love to have one of them. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't care what anyone says about Tesla. There's some badass fucking vehicles. I would love to have one. I've been looking. I want one so bad. And it'd be perfect for my commute. I mean, to spring and back every day. I can charge it at work because for free. We got the chargers in employee parking, and it's closer to handicap parking, which is fucking terrible. I swear they're trying to persuade you to you want to get closer to the disabled? Buy an electric vehicle. They park even closer.
Yeah. That's like in front of our neighborhood, we have the Tesla
Oh, yeah.
charging
At the
stations.
gas station?
When we left, I think Chloe said there were like 6 of them over there charging.
Mhm.
Guess what? I got my gas and I left.
Them
They're
are
still
the-
charging.
Them are the superchargers, though. I guess they ain't that
They're always super full.
Yeah, you never
3 o'clock in the morning,
never
somebody's
know,
charging.
You never know like how true Facebook posts are anymore between AI and people just trolling. So it's really hard to it's so hard to like fact check. But like I remember last month
It's so ridiculous.
there was some dude, his post went viral and he could have just made this shit up.
Was
I
it
don't
the
know.
Escalade?
Yeah,
The
where
Cadillac,
where it was
where it
like
was-
$80 to
No,
fully
it
charge
was
it.
fucking more than that. It was like $162.
Yeah, something like that. Like
For a
And
full
like
charge.
you said,
yeah.
like you said, there ain't no telling if it's bullshit or not. But
Yeah, because all it takes is somebody with a following to post something that's bullshit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
it's
then
that clickbait, is what it is.
and then everybody's gonna screenshot it and share it. So it more
But
than
still-
likely, I find it highly unlikely that it actually cost $180 to charge it. But
I'd be if it was. What's the point of fucking buying
yeah,
an electric vehicle?
exactly. If that was the case, like I'd be taking that back and saying, yeah, just give
You're
me my
getting
money
what,
back.
320, maybe 400 miles top without fucking gunning it and blaring music for almost $200. When I can go in mine getting 35.4 miles per gallon, I can get 420, 30 miles
Looking like Lightning McQueen with his tongue stuck out.
Ka-chow! for fucking $25. Hey, I fixed it.
I did see a post. I was calling bullshit on this one because they were trying to make it seem like this was the state average, but some dude posted gas was $1.69 in Texas. Yeah, it might have been where you were,
I was about to say,
I wanna know
where,
where that's at.
motherfucker, where?
because here it's not, but
I
wherever.
seen your mama got
but
less
I saw,
than $2.
and then I saw another guy post a post in Colorado, and he was paying. They were paying $1.68, I think. I'd still like to know how in the hell can we be in the refinery corridor where they make the shit, and we can't get it for the cheapest price possible, but yet these people that are having this damn gas trucked or piped all the way up
fuck
to
over there
the
getting
damn
it
mountains
for
can get it cheaper than we can. When we're
80 cents
when we're
cheaper.
60 miles away from the refineries.
Yeah, I was going to say because you have Shell down in Deer Park.
Chevron.
You got Chevron out in Baytown.
Exxon.
Exxon
Yeah.
and I think
Phillips 66 is out there too.
yeah. Exxon.
So everyone right
yeah,
here.
just about everybody, right there in the port.
I think
area.
Valero too.
Yeah,
Valero's got a.
I know there's a Valero down 73, but I'm sure there are more Valero refineries other than just that one. But Yeah, I've been to all of them. So yeah, why we're paying so much for gas when it doesn't have to truck, but
All right, commenters.
so many miles. We'll get off of
How
gas.
y'all
though.
doing tonight? What y'all got going?
Kind of crickets. Everybody's enjoying my Christmas party out there. That's the problem.
That is the problem. All of our viewers are out there.
Yeah,
enjoying
they're
the
all
damn
they're all at the
party.
Christmas party over
That's
there.
what I told Michelle. I was like, man, I'm gonna come back and all the food's gonna be gone.
I ain't worried about the food.
Save
I'm
me
just
a
ready to
plate.
start partying.
The karaoke.
All my followers know it's about to go down
That is, yep, Christmas edition.
So I don't know.
for a little bit.
Interrupt a little bit. I don't know if you know anything about it. I know Kyle contacted me earlier today.
Oh, so
to
y'all are
ask-
leaving me out of the
No,
group
no,
chat,
no,
huh?
no.
No, you ain't got a lot
This
to
is
kick
the-
it, Uncle Roro.
This is the part that in our little group chat that I told you or told Jane. Well, I guess told both of you. Saving it for the podcast, but
Well, we
Kyle calls me and asks me, what do you think about this situation actually being talked about on the podcast? Well, with everything you told me, there may be some verbiage, just that way we don't get any kickback or suppressed on the platforms and whatever. But for the most part, the way he told it, I think we can go ahead and talk about it. And I told him my view, but I can repeat myself, even though I don't like to. You can ask my wife. Yeah, I changed my boots. The other ones started hurting my feet already. But anyway,
be a man.
be a man.
I say that.
Yeah, you're lying, motherfucker. But
no commenters, please.
he's ragging on my. I put my work boots on instead of my dress boots. But
Wait till I get a pair.
so yeah, I'm eager to see how you would have handled the situation. But like I said, I'll repeat what I told him on
Yeah.
how I would have handled it, or how I thought he handled it, which was pretty good. Or not pretty good. He handled it exactly the way it should have been
Like a
handled.
motherfucker Texan, probably.
I'll let him tell the story, but yeah, he went out like a Texan, and
I think I got a little gist of it out there. So,
so go
come
ahead.
on, what happened?
Go ahead
So
and give us,
this,
You
Just
seen
remember,
someone
like I
on the
said-
game cam, maybe?
just
No.
remember, like I said,
Okay.
just be careful on the
Yeah.
verbiage so we don't get suppressed
So-
or pulled.
this is gonna go to a subject of basically. I don't know if you would, how you would really preface it,
It
but
was a miscommunication, which could be seen on both sides. I understand your mom's side and her not thinking another thing about it because she did what she was supposed to do, and the other guy, or the guy, just not finding out what her response was, and
yeah.
Well, it was
Now
too late.
get to the gist
So
of it. I
basically,
wanna-
what it comes down to is if
set up the scene first. As
if
far
you
as
live if
the
you
weather
live
and everything.
somewhere long enough, the statistics are on your side. That at some point you're going to be in a scenario where you're either going to need to draw a firearm or you feel like you're going to need to draw a firearm.
Right.
And so this one falls into one of those scenarios where it was kind of like both for me.
You're in the middle.
I was in the middle. Like I felt I needed to, and I chose to because of my environment. And so to kind of give a visual, our property, we have multiple addresses on the property, but one gate. And our ring camera starts going off at about 1:30 this morning. I didn't think anything of it because I'm used to the dogs.
Or
They're
the
all-
animals,
they're-
or the
the dogs-
horses,
the dog-
cows,
the-
donkeys.
Yeah, the dogs are always going out chasing
Yes.
chasing
Doing their
animals
damn
or
job.
whatever out the driveway, and
Yes.
they run right past it and they set it off at all different hours of the night. So I wasn't thinking too much of it. I was like, I knew they were out. I was like, okay, well, then maybe they just got out. And it wasn't more than like 30 seconds later, I'm laying in bed and my phone starts ringing. Now I'm like in that twilight phase. I'm almost asleep, but I'm
Right.
not. And I answered the phone and it was my mom, and she goes, I don't remember if she said, "Are you at the?" I think she asked if I was at the gate, and I said, "No, I'm not at the gate. I'm in bed." And she said, "Well, somebody's at our gate with a flashlight, and they're shining a flashlight all around, looking in the yard." So I'm
Now,
like,
mind you, this is a 5-acre property.
Oh
and
boy, I would have been butt ass naked with
And
my
I-
AR outside
I'm
because I
the-
sleep naked.
I'm the closest.
I would have
I'm
been
the
out there.
I'm kind of like the gatekeeper for the property.
Yes,
You know,
well, you're the closest.
if
too.
anything's gonna happen, it's
And
my
you.
it's my job to stop it and keep everybody else on the property safe
Kyle,
in the
protector.
meantime. So I said no, and so I'm like, no, I'm in the house, I'm not at the gate. And she's like, well, somebody's looking around with a flashlight, and I don't see a car. Now, mind you, it's 1:30 in the morning. We're under a dense fog advisory, so you literally can't see more than like 6-7 feet in front of you. It's so foggy out here, right? And she's like, I don't see a car, but I see this guy walking around. Unfortunately, the area that we live in, we are known to have meth heads that wander around. Never had to deal with them down here.
Oh, good in Cleveland.
We've never had them wander down here, but you know, there's always that one time.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm on the phone with her, and she's like, well, I'm going to go get on the golf cart, and I'm going to drive up there. And I said, no, you're not. You stay there. I said, I'm putting my clothes on right now. I will let you know
Kyle
whenever-
coming out in boxer briefs and air yachts with the AR ready to go.
I was like, I will go and find out what's going on and let you know when everything is fine. So I throw my clothes on real quick. Didn't even put socks on. Just threw my shoes on. I grabbed my 300 blackout jackal. Got my suppressor on. It was the only go-to I had with a light.
That sounds like an assassination.
And so I grabbed the magazine of Subsonics. That's all. That was the one that I had right there. But it was the closest thing I had with a flashlight, and I knew that I couldn't see shit outside.
Right.
And so I go out on the porch, and I walk out to the porch, and I'm looking, and I can't even see the ass end of our truck. It's so foggy.
It was very.
And she
Mind you, I had to
and
drive
she
this
said,
morning.
I don't. And then as I'm walking out the door before I get off the phone, she's like, the flashlight disappeared, and I don't see him. I don't know where he went. I don't see a car, and the light is gone.
Right.
And at this time, all of our lights at the front are all out, so you can't see anything at the gate.
Like you said, it's fucking almost 2:00 in the morning.
So I take off, and I get down my stairs. I get about halfway there, and I click on the light, and I'm pointing the light kind of down at the ground, and I come up just a little bit, just so that way the flood beam can just kind of flood,
right.
and I can see if I see anybody walking around or whatever. And as I pull it up, I see two reflectors, and I can clearly make out that's a front and a back reflector on a vehicle sitting in our driveway.
So was it in the gate or outside?
No, it was outside the gate.
Okay.
But it was sitting in our driveway,
Yes.
no lights on, no interior lights on. I just see a vehicle. My mind is going, the last thing I heard is somebody was walking around with a flashlight at our gate,
Right.
trying to look like they were trying to get in, and their flashlight is off. So right now I have multiple things going through my head. Are they in the car? Have they crossed our fence and they're now in our yard?
Right. Are
Behind
they
them,
right fucking
beside
behind
him.
them?
Where are
Yeah.
they? Because I can't see more than 10, 15 feet in front of me. And so I slowly am approaching the gate, and I'm looking as best I can with my light towards the ground to try to not get that reflective blast back in
Right.
my face. And I'm just looking around trying to see, okay, can I see anybody walking around? And I turn my light off for a second to kind of pan to see if I see anybody with a flashlight walking around somewhere on the property. I don't see anything like that. So I click my light back on, and I'm walking to the gate. And as I get closer, I finally get close enough that my floodlight's lighting enough that I can definitely tell it's not a cop, it's not a first responder, it's not a
Right.
fire truck.
It's just a random
It's
motherfucker out
a
here.
random car sitting there that's a little tiny car.
Right.
And so at
Gars.
that point, my focus became that vehicle. What is this vehicle doing here? Is the person in this vehicle, are they outside their vehicle walking around? their vehicle. I don't know this at this point, but I'm just approaching cautiously, but with my light and my gun pointed
Right.
down,
At a
so that
face.
way I can get a flood and just see what's going on.
Right.
And I'm walking and I'm approaching, and when my approach angle, I couldn't see in his car. It was so foggy, and the dew on his windshield, everything, it just made it impossible to see in his vehicle to see if there was anybody in there. So I continued to walk around to the other side where it put me in a more tactical advantage spot. I could see more clear, and I could get eyes on what I was looking
right,
for.
Exactly.
And as I come around, I look up and I see, and at that point I could see him because his window was down, and I could see him sitting in the car. And at that time, I knew he had acknowledged me. I don't know if he knew that I was walking up with a firearm or not.
Right, exactly.
But I could kind of tell that he definitely knew that he was in a situation where he put himself in a situation where
Yeah.
this is, I need to be careful. I don't
Choose
know
my words
no
wisely.
no sudden movements, nothing like that, which really helped. And so once I had visual on him, I could see his hands were up, and they weren't
No weapons.
no weapons.
Firearm.
He wasn't reaching for anything. He was
on the steering wheel.
he had his hands up by his steering wheel. I don't know if he was holding them or just holding his hands up like this, but I think he had his phone in one hand because he was probably freaking
Making
out, and he was
sure.
just trying to make sure, look, I'm not a threat, kind of thing. And once
Right.
I was able to
I'm where I'm supposed to be.
once I was able to determine that he was not an actual threat at that given moment, I approached a little bit closer to the gate, and I told him, I said, excuse me, can I help you? And that's when this guy,
And I guess he's the one in that
yeah,
Yaris. back
he's
there.
the one back there. But he, as soon as I say, can I help you? And he's like, yeah, I tried to book a camping spot here, and I've been on the road from El Paso all day, and I didn't
Oh my
check my
gosh.
phone, and so I didn't see until I pulled up that my reservation was canceled. We had just had a conversation about this guy like 3 hours before while we were setting up for the Christmas party, and it was that he had bought a day pass and he was wanting to spend the night and go camping and all that. And she was like, no, you put in there. She denied that and said, no, the day pass is only good for the daytime hours.
Mhm.
If you
You have
want to
to
do
do the
camping,
camping.
you got to book the camping spots. Well, he never ever decided in his trip to look at that and see any of that information. And so as he's talking to me like this, I say, he goes, yeah, I tried to do this. I said, are you the person that booked the day camp? And he said, yes, I was the one. I didn't realize there was other levels of stuff that I needed to do. I thought that it was just that, but now I realize that I was supposed to do this. And he's like, I'm trying to find somewhere to go right now. And at this point, I knew 100% he was no longer
A threat.
a threat. I didn't have to deal with him. I took all my hands off my gun, put it back on safety, just let it
Right.
hang.
Yeah, at that point, you both had de-escalated the situation enough to know.
Because I
Now we
knew
don't need to be a
I'm
threat
not
to
gonna
each
have
other.
to worry. I know what's going on here.
Right.
And so I told him, I said, all right, before you do that, just give me a second. And I said, he hadn't told me that he had driven from El Paso. He just said he had been driving all day. And so I said, give me a second. Where did you come from? Because I wanted to know if he was truly on the road all day.
Right.
Yeah, when I go tell my mom what's going on, I want to tell her.
That way
Yeah.
she can verify.
Yeah, and so he
different
said,
things.
and when he says El Paso, I'm like, shit. This dude, he's sitting there and he's like, I'm trying to find somewhere to go. And I was like, just hold on. I was like, I'm going through my mind. I'm like, now it's 1:30 in the morning. This dude has nowhere to stay. I've got to get
Out
this.
in the middle of nowhere.
I've got to get this situation handled.
Nowhere.
I've got to get this
Rural
situation
area.
handled to where it's good for everybody now. So go get her, tell her what's going on, tell her, he's been on the road all day, whatever. I said, you can come up here now. I've got all this figured out. It's safe for you to come up here and we can
Right.
discuss this. And so I get back and I tell him, I'm just sitting there. I said, hold on, she's on her way. And as she's pulling up, I tell him, all right, I motion him, come over here, please, where I could see him.
Right.
Like, and he gets out of his car and he walks up to the gate, and that's when I tell him, all right, talk to her. This is what's going on. I said he's been on the road all day. Came from El Paso. He was trying to find somewhere. He's like, yeah, I just need somewhere to camp, blah, blah, blah. And so we got it all handled, and we ended up letting him in, and he paid directly to be able to camp.
Right.
But, you know, that was one of those things that, like, communication.
Oh yeah,
Communication was key because
something so small.
Depending upon,
into...
but this was a good representation of why. Just because there's somebody that could be a potential threat in your mind at that moment, you don't just come out of your house blasting.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why you've got to take things and you've got to really, you've got to think about it and approach your situations.
Approach it and process it properly.
And process it right. Because if I would have been the wrong person, I could have just come out on my porch and it could have been that little Danny DeVito meme. I just bam, 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 just start blasting, and that dude would have been an innocent bystander.
Yeah.
But in a way, also his actions weren't the smartest things either.
You're being really
walking around the gate with a flashlight, looking in there, like.
Yeah, you should have looked up a phone number because I'm sure your
Is
mom's
there
got a phone number.
address on the front gate somewhere?
Well, he had all that information.
Oh, okay.
There's a sign that says
he had all that information in his booking stuff that was canceled.
Anonymous says, "Are you guys Airbnb? Are you not concerned about people on your property?"
We're not Airbnb per se.
No, she doesn't run an Airbnb. She's on Airbnb, but doesn't do that. These are like designated camping websites and for RVers.
RVers or tent campers.
And all of these things that she's on, it requires vetting of people before they can really join and be able to
stay on your property.
To stay on your property. Like
right.
they are vetting when you're signing up with their service to do it that you're not going to be somebody who's
right. Kind of like when we rented the vehicles to go to South Carolina and stuff, yeah.
You know, and most of the time, 99.9% of the time, the people show up at normal hours. You know, they show up before
sundown.
3 and 6, between 3 and 6.
Right.
You know, and so we're not too worried. I mean, we do. People know when they pull up to this place that we are armed. I mean, I have the no trespassing. I have the purple post saying, you know, I have everything to let people know you don't cross this unless if you're supposed to be here.
Right.
And if you're supposed to be here, you get a code given to you to get in.
Yeah, so he shouldn't have been at the gate.
If you don't have a code, you can't get in through our gate.
If you don't have a code, you're not supposed to be here.
So it's not that I'm not worried about the people once they get here. It's just that, like, this one fluke thing that this guy just never checked anything until he got here.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if he would have just checked it at one gas stop or one rest stop on his way here, he would have seen it got canceled.
Yeah, because that's a long trip to have to find somewhere to stay at 1 o'clock in the morning, or almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
But, you know, it's definitely...
It shows exactly anonymous.
It shows that you've got to be level-headed when you're approaching a situation, because that could have ended so much worse for everybody.
Like that guy that killed that damn maid. Did y'all see that shit?
Which one?
I don't know where it was,
he
but
he unalived her.
Yes, a maid knocking on the door at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. He shot through the door and killed her, and now he's in prison.
Yeah.
And I
crazy.
mean, she was at the wrong house.
Yeah, I'll tell you how I am. I mean, where we are, like if you are to the point that you are at my door,
right,
you have already trespassed and walked 100 yards past.
You walked a quarter mile just to get up to my front door.
Yeah,
you're beyond that threshold.
Yeah,
you are already in very liable, like, it's potential bad spot.
And then driving y'all are on a dead end road. If you come way out here, cross the fence and walk, like you said, a football field up to someone's house, that's completely different than walking off the street past the sidewalk up to someone's door. So
Yeah.
you got 10, 20
I
feet.
Yeah, you're not in a neighborhood out
me
here.
personally, I would never be somebody that would just
You
blast.
can't trust anyone, especially in 2025. There's so many fucking weirdos, and just people are not the same as they was even 10 years ago. People are just fucking crazy. They don't care about people's lives. They don't care about anything. I mean,
But I will say to that point, like whenever we do have people on the property, regardless of if they're RVers or campers, like I am more aware of what's going on with them and what their movements are and monitoring them because you don't know who
and
they
I was
are.
thinking, and it's weird, but I was thinking about that today when y'all had them campers out here from wherever that's never shot a gun. Remember that?
Yeah, they were
French?
They were the French family who
I would have came out with a sidearm just in case. You never fucking know. They could have grabbed your gun and just turned it towards you. You don't fucking know.
well
I mean,
that's where you keep your distance.
but still,
You
you've
don't
always gotta be ready.
you don't ever want to be
And
within three or four steps
I
of
don't know
somebody.
why I was
but-
thinking about that today. It just
But like for
And it
them,
was
but like
today.
for them on that situation, like they checked in, and when they were checking in, we had people all around us shooting,
right.
and they were like, "Oh, you can shoot here,"
Yeah.
But just
and
like
that's
I was
and that's
saying,
and that's how that conversation got started, and that's when they were,
you just never
and that was
fucking
and
know,
that
man.
that led to some really interesting conversations because I brought them over here and I let them get the full American experience. I pulled out some guns and I let them shoot.
America
and
fuck
having
yeah.
conversations with him and like how their gun laws are overseas and stuff, and like it was I enjoyed being able to give those people an experience that they never had.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Because for them-
especially in Texas,
because
Texas
for-
is the worst state to be doing some dumb shit like that.
Because for them, the most interaction they got with guns was they could walk into a store and the guns were behind a counter, but they couldn't touch them or anything like that. All they could do is just see them. So they never had the opportunity to ever. So like when I brought them over here, it was a full on safety course and everything.
Just
so that
like
way
going
they
to
could,
the range.
that way they could experience it. But
Yes.
but yes, whenever we have campers, I am more aware of what's going on with their movements and stuff
Oh yeah.
for sure.
Because like I said, it's fucking 2025. People are so damn crazy. There's so many insane people out here. You never fucking know.
But what made and that's what made last night so complicated was the fog, being able to only see 10 feet clearly in front of you.
Yeah.
And then because of
especially
that,
having
the dogs,
obstruction like that.
and because of that, the guardian dogs didn't see them because they couldn't see them up there because
Right.
it was so foggy, so they weren't barking. You know, all these it was a perfect storm of stuff that all led up to like it could have ended really badly
For both of you.
for both of us, but you know, just approaching the situation smart
Yep.
kept everything
And at
status quo.
least-
And when we finally got everything in and he came in, I looked at him. He pulled in and he stopped next to me. I looked at him. I said, "Sorry about that. You know, we live way back here in the sticks, and people don't just pull up into driveways at 1 o'clock in the morning and get out with a flashlight.
Right.
Especially at a
When-
fucking dead end in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, when you start doing that kind of stuff when you pull up to land
Yeah.
and you get out at 1:30 in the morning, and you get out and you start using a flashlight.
Yeah, you could be a drunk motherfucker coming from Porky's, which is right down the road,
Yeah.
and you just pulled up to the wrong house, but you're drunk. You could be fucking crazy, and
Yep.
I've seen that. I've seen motherfucker, not personally, but just social media. I've seen people come up to the wrong house, kick the door in, and get shot. Like, Mate, you was drunk. It was an accident, but fuck. I mean, you did
Yeah,
this to yourself.
I'll tell you a story.
The world that we live in today.
I was going to tell a story.
But I was just saying. I was just saying the world we live in today is a
crying.
total different. It's a different world than it was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, 30 years ago, you could show up and try to open a door, and people wouldn't think too much of it. They might think you're a burglar or whatever, but nowadays everybody's on that
packing.
heightened level because, I mean, hell, you just go down the road and you look at the violence that takes place on the streets. You know,
Even 20 years ago.
I'm packing right now, and I'm at the family place. You know what I mean?
20 years
just
ago,
is.
you could leave your keys in your vehicle. You
Yep.
could leave your doors unlocked.
Yep.
You didn't have to worry about these crazy motherfuckers. Like my brother the other day told me he woke up in the middle of the night with his wife saying someone was on his front porch because they got a couch on the front porch.
Right.
This motherfucker sitting on the front porch with a knife in his hand. Why? Why the fuck is he there? Someone they don't know, just a random motherfucker sitting on the front porch
Let
with
me
a
sit
knife
on
in
this
his hand.
couch for a little bit and contemplate
And
things.
see, if
I
you-
would have
and-
fucking killed him. Like,
yeah,
It
and
wouldn't
in
be
that
no
in that
talking.
situation, like you're running the risk of being
dying.
being unalive.
yes.
Unalive.
Because
Like I
if you're
said,
sitting,
I would have fucking killed him.
if you're
You
sitting
would
on,
unalived him.
if you're sitting on,
Whatever
if
you
you're
wanna
sitting
say.
if you're sitting on my property, you're not supposed to be there, and you have a weapon.
Oh yeah.
There's a high probability
You're
that
not making it.
you're not leaving on
In
under your own
Texas,
power.
I fear for my life right now.
Right.
Like this motherfucker.
Well, yeah, you never know. You don't know if that dude was high or whatever, sitting there with a knife, and the
and
second
especially
you
in my hometown,
and
that's
the se-
meth central right
the
there.
second you open that door, you don't know if he's gonna
charge.
charge. Yeah, it's like
Oh yeah. Like I would have unalived his ass so fucking fast. I don't know how my brother got away with just telling him to leave. I would have killed his ass.
Now,
Well,
did she go
I
out on the
would've-
porch, or did she just happen to see him through a window or something?
I don't know how she knew, but
But she knew.
she knew,
Somehow.
and he went out there and talked to him,
Right.
and he had to be high or drunk or something. But everything was good. He left, but me, fuck no. Like I've got kids, I've got a wife, even my dogs. Like I
Right.
care about my dogs.
Yep.
I would have went out there and there would have been no fucking word exchange.
the only other time in my life that I've been in a situation similar to that was right after me and Kim got married, and we lived in our apartment.
I
and
remember
and
that
we
one.
had two young like college kids living next door,
Anonymous, yeah, there ain't no fucking warning shot.
and
especially
No, that'll get
something
you.
like we're
That'll
talking
get you
about.
life. Warning shots will get you.
yeah, no,
prison
you
time.
don't, no warning shots.
Even a warning shot like that,
No,
that lets them know he's got a gun.
Yeah, no.
Well, I've
Well,
got a
that-
gun.
No,
too.
because
that
it-
brings charges on you.
If
though.
you get to the point where you have to use deadly force, you use
destroy.
it, you use it,
Yes.
and you use it. You don't. There
You don't
is
fire a
no.
warning shot
I'm
'cause-
gonna. If you don't do this is gonna happen. You know. You use it. But
You eliminate the threat.
But this was. It
You
was.
get
It
'em
was.
before they
It was
get
another
you.
one of those situations. It was like 1:00 in the morning, and because it was an apartment, they all had automatic porch lights. You couldn't turn them off. And all of a sudden, I heard, bang, 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 bang. It woke us both up. And then I was like, "Did you hear that?" And she's, "Yeah." And all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. So I grabbed my pistol and I walked to the door, and I went to the peephole to look out because this was pre-technology.
Right.
We didn't have ring
cameras.
no ring cameras or anything like that. So I go and I peep out the peephole, and it's pitch black. But I can hear stuff. I can hear people outside.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I hear bang, bang, bang. But this time it wasn't my door. It was my neighbor's door. And after the second set of banging, my peephole opened up and nobody was there. And I didn't hear anything else. And I was like, okay, well maybe this was just ding dong ditchers. I don't know,
Right.
playing stupid games, whatever. Didn't think any.
Anonymous, that just depends on the situation. Like if they come up to your vehicle during road rage, pepper spray the shit out of them, and it'd definitely be useful. But as our brother Kyle's talking about it, pepper spray wouldn't have done shit. He
Not-
didn't,
not in that
especially with
situation.
all the circumstances with fog and the distance. There was no pepper spray.
No.
He was best to bring out the weapon, and thank God nothing turned ugly. But
that particular night, after the banging stopped, I went and laid back down, and we were just laying there, just kind of listening to see if we heard anything else. And then all of a sudden, I saw red and blues starting to light up our bedroom window, and we were on the second floor. And so I look out and I see like 3 cop cars or so down there, and I go look out the peephole and I see the cops standing right there. And so I open the door, and my neighbors are talking to the cops. I'm like, okay, and they asked, did I witness anything or whatever? I said, well, people were banging on my door and covered my peephole, but that's all I witnessed.
yeah,
I didn't see anybody.
That.
And so they did everything and they left. And when they were leaving, the 2 roommates, they were walking out, and I was standing there and I asked them, I said, so what happened? And they said, man, we were in here playing Xbox, and somebody started banging on the door, and my buddy opened the door, and they just, as soon as he opened the door, they pistol whipped him in the forehead. In his forehead, he was bleeding.
Oh, yeah.
They pistol whipped him and bum rushed the house and came in and robbed him. Didn't shoot, but came in and robbed them, took their Xbox, their TV,
Well, see, that's the
and
thing.
and something else. And he said, so we're out. We're leaving. We're not staying here tonight. And the next day, they came back and they're like, we gave the police report to the office and told them we wanted out of our lease, and they let us break our lease. But that was one of those situations, like modern times. I've seen so many people that have seen people on their Ring camera banging like that, and they, like, it just happened here in Houston, I think last year. It was a pretty big story nationwide that there was like 3 of them, and they were trying to kick the dude's door in the apartment, and he was watching them on the Ring camera, and he just started blasting through the door. And I think he ended up not getting any charges pressed on him for it in the long run.
See,
but
my thing is,
That's why I have lawyers on retainer.
me personally, I'd wait for them to come in. Unless I can physically see they have.
oh yeah, you're not getting unalived or anything like that until you breach my space.
Exactly.
If I am behind my door and you aren't getting through my door, I am still safe.
But I
am ready.
If they have guns, I might shoot through the fucking door. Like if I know they're coming in with intention to kill.
But you still have the tactical advantage at that point.
Yes, because they don't know what's on the other side of that door.
If they're kicking it in, even if they have guns, if you are there and you are ready, if that door flies open, you are gonna be able to react faster than them.
And that's my thing. Like that dude I was talking about, he didn't know what was on the other side of that door. He just shot. And now he's sitting in prison for whatever, 1st-degree murder or whatever he's getting.
And I know the story that he's getting ready to tell, but I know there was one other time that we encountered at our family farm. It was another one of those situations. I
think I heard of this.
It was like a 1 o'clock in the morning kind of thing, I think, and we were driving around the property hunting pigs.
Which there might be a motherfucker out there that.
and we were across the field by the creek, and as we're coming out, we didn't have headlights on. We were just cruising with the parking lights,
right?
Just so that way it was ambient lighting, so we could make sure we didn't run into any cows or any trees or anything like that.
Yeah, we were looking for hogs.
And as we come up over the hill to where we can see the whole field,
just in the tree
over where now my stand and feeder is, where our stand and feeder is over there where we go hunt.
Your stand and feeder?
Well, my stand and our feeder.
Come on. Give me some credit here.
Calm down, big guy.
But as we can, in that area, all of a sudden we start seeing our treetops lighting up with a flashlight.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, hello? Yeah. You are on private property and you are lighting up our trees. And so we proceeded, he turned off all lights.
Yep.
And we went straight across that field, and as soon as we got close enough, that dude panicked and he disappeared. And then literally the next day, we're sitting in the yard blinking.
Yeah.
And we had a sheriff pull up, and we're like, oh shit! Somebody call
This
call
is going
them.
sideways. He's gonna say he was on his side of his property.
yeah.
Da da da. That's
Because-
what we were expecting.
Because when he disappeared, he popped off rounds. He just stuck the gun out, went out straight down in the dirt, went pow pow pow.
And yelled, "You're trespassing."
You're trespassing. You know, disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're seeing the sheriff. We're going, oh, this dude's called the cops on us and said we shot at him, all this kind of stuff. And the cops he pulls up and, you know, we're back there shooting. So we got to like unload all of our guns, set them all down, walk over to the, because we have,
Safety
it's
first.
a gate.
We didn't have to, but we
didn't
did.
have to,
No,
but we did it out of the
technically, no.
safety of everybody. Because the same situation, we had the gate closed, so the cop wasn't driving
So we didn't
in.
know why he was there.
So
He
was
just
he
stopped
at the gate?
He
Yeah,
stopped.
he was at our gate.
He
didn't
stopped
come
at
through.
he stopped at the gate, and he had just gotten out of the car. And we walk up to the gate, and we're like, yeah, "How's it going, officer?" He's like, "Yeah. So, have you seen anything weird?"
Well, he asked us how much property we had.
Yeah, He asked how much property we had.
You know,
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
in Texas you gotta have like I think
Well, no,
11
he was wanting.
acres.
He was
to-
wanting. He was wanting to know how much land we had because of what he was
what
getting
he was there
dispatched.
for.
Okay.
And you know, I told him, I said, well, between my uncle-in-law and my mother-in-law, they have roughly 70 acres. And
Oh, plenty of acres to
you
shoot
know,
on.
and he was like, okay. He said, have you guys been to the back of your property? Possibly went on to your neighbor's property across the fence or anything? Because she had somebody on a trail cam
That she had around her house.
around her house that had been back there during the night or the evening or something,
That in the middle of the night,
in the middle of the night.
and I guess she reviewed her camera footage.
Yeah.
Something made her. I
She
guess
didn't know the person.
Yeah, and so he was wanting to know where did we leave our property? We're like,
Yeah,
no,
we were like, no, we stay within our fence line.
And then we were like, but we did come across a trespasser
Told
last
him-
night.
Told him about we had seen a person in the tree line with a flashlight, and that we weren't going to call or anything, but that we
And
had
then-
run said person off, and they were like, okay.
And he's
What
like,
time
well,
was
that
that? And we
yeah, and he's
told
like,
him
well,
about
that
what
makes
time it
that
was.
makes sense for where he was seen on camera because
Right.
that was going to be the direction that he went to next.
Yeah, and that was before we had all our cameras up that we have up now.
It was after that. I think it was shortly after that we
started getting cameras.
we started putting cameras all throughout the property just to
Yeah,
monitor whenever we weren't there.
and sometime after that, yeah, is when we got that one guy.
Oh yeah, that random
Coming
dude
toward the house.
walking through the woods in
Yep.
his overalls.
Yep, coming toward the house. I
Never
still
saw-
got that picture somewhere.
Never saw that dude again.
No,
Thankfully for him, buddy. But yeah, so it's definitely.
crazy situations.
And then he's got his story, which kind of plays into the whole keeping cool.
Oh, which one? The one I told you that correlates with your story a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the time I'm married to my first wife, and I lived in a trailer on my property, and we had a front door. Well, we actually had 3 doors. We had a front door on the front part. We had a bedroom door that went out to the front. Then we had what they call them, French doors, double doors or whatever, on the back side of the living room. Well, I get a knock. It was probably 11 or 12 at night. This has been years ago. Get a knock on the bedroom door, and I was on my way to bed. But I get a knock on the door, and I'm like, 11, 12 at night, there shouldn't be anybody here. And
Yeah, because
so I had a 308 at the time. That's
'Cause-
the only firearm I had.
where you were living is kind of like this. Like there shouldn't be anybody.
It's out in the sticks. I mean, where I'm from, I lived up the holler. So anybody knows what a holler is? My wife does now. Anybody knows what a holler is? I lived about the middle of it. But so yeah, when it gets dark, it is freaking dark. All I had was porch lights. But anyway, I grabbed my pew pew and asked who it was, and he gave a name. I didn't recognize the name. I turned the door handle and kicked it open with my foot. It just so happened my pew was about 6 inches from his face, and he kind of freaked out. Was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" And I looked at him, called him by name. I was like, "Why are you here?" I knew him, but I was like, "Why are you here? And why are you here this late?" He's like, "Dude, my car broke down. I had no idea you lived here." And he was like, "Who lives in the front of the property?" I was like, "That's my mom and dad." He goes, "Well, I knocked on their door too." I said, well, "You're lucky you didn't get shot."
At the first one.
Because my dad, he didn't play like that. But
I guess maybe they just didn't hear the door or something.
But yeah, so I put my pew down and I said, let's go see what's wrong with your car, or if I need to take you home or whatever. Now the
Nice fella.
the crazy part about that though is years later, 'cause like I said, I used to party with him and stuff, but every now and again, we weren't friends. We were more acquaintances than friends. But he was more friends. Yeah, he was more friends with other people I knew. But he is now in prison and has been in prison since I want to say somebody on Facebook posted, one of my friends on Facebook posted an in memory of this person, not the one that I saw at the door, but he ended up murdering a guy, his girlfriend. He was 9 months pregnant over drugs. He got high, took a friend's 45, had him get on their knees, tied him up, and executed both of them. And he's been in prison now well over 20 years, I guess, for homicide. But yeah, situations can definitely get out of hand.
You can go from
0 to 100 in
real fast,
a tenth of a second. I mean, it's crazy. And if you don't have, I mean, I was brought up around pews, and you just got to have that mentality about you to keep everything on the level until there's no level to keep it on.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you go out blasting, and if that person survives, you're the one going to sit in prison.
Yeah.
Not them.
Well, even if they are unalived, your chances
are
you're gonna pay the price for that because of the situation. Why, when it comes to them, like they bear a great responsibility by the person who's choosing to. That's why you don't. Yeah,
you can't just go out. You just can't go out all willy nilly.
Yeah, this isn't Hollywood where you just come out and start doing whatever you want. Like there's consequences, and you have to be able to bear those and know that if you're in a situation and you're making that choice, that there could be responsibilities behind that choice. But for me, like last night, it was one of those things, not knowing what it was. I'm going to make sure that my family's safe, my kids are safe, my wife is safe, my brother's safe, my mom's safe.
Yes.
If by whatever means, that's just, but you got to do it responsibly. Normally, if it would have been a normal situation where we wouldn't have had fog, I would not have gone out at the ready. I would have probably grabbed my sidearm and gone out with a flashlight and kept it at my ready, but not available in my hand.
As ready.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I would have been able to see the situation from well before. But last night I was approaching a situation that was literally going to be 15
like we said,
feet from me.
You walked out and you couldn't tell if they were in the vehicle.
And when
if it was just, or even if it was more than one person, you couldn't tell. Oh, that's Kimmy. Christmas games.
But yeah, it's one of those things, like that situation, if they see me walking up, I've got to be at the ready because I can't see that if they're sitting in their vehicle and they see me coming, that what if they're reaching for something,
right?
And they're waiting, and I'm being a sitting duck walking.
Yeah, in that situation,
I've got to be in a situation that I'm at the ready to react at a split second.
Right. And it definitely could have turned bad for you just because of the situation you were walking into. That person had been out there. You were walking into the situation. And
Yeah,
but
it's definitely like it's. I knew going out that if something was gonna, oh, we got a new follower, Jaybird 9031.
what's going on, Jay Bird?
9031. What's up, brother? That's my older brother.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you
What's
know,
up, big homie?
it was one of those situations that I knew, just because I dealt with it with my dad,
Right.
that if I was gonna pull that trigger,
Sheesh, thanks for following,
I
brother.
like that. Yep. Thanks for the follow.
if I was gonna have to pull that trigger, no matter what, I was gonna be sitting in a cop car in the back for hours, regardless of how it turned out.
Yeah. And
Because
yeah,
I
keep
didn't
that thing on me.
I had no actions whatsoever with my dad's situation, and I was treated like a criminal and put in the back of a cop
But
car.
it's like I told you after that, because I follow so many.
Who is that?
Bloody Mess 1992, another follower.
Can you
1992.
show?
That's my year right there. Can you
Show-
show pew pews on this platform?
As
I'd
far as
imagine. I mean, I've seen a lot of different shows. Well, at least they have them in the background.
yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that one.
You
I'm-
can you can come in person and see plenty of pew pews.
But yeah, like I said, you're going from that situation. I knew that I was going to do everything in my power to make sure that was not going to be the situation, unless
Right.
if it absolutely direly got to
And
that
being
point.
into all the true crime and stuff that I follow. I mean, I've got 14 or 15 podcasts that I follow just on true crime alone, and criminology, listening to criminologists and death investigator professors. And that's why I told you, the reason they put you in the car, bagged your hands, the reason they bagged Kimmy's hands is because even though it was a suicide, they have to treat it as a homicide until they can prove otherwise. And I mean, for you, 100%, they basically, when they cleared you, 100% was the moment you went up and was actually able to show them the video and the time.
Which was I think 2 days later when I finally hit a point where everything had slowed down enough that I
Right.
could pull my security camera, because that night I unplugged everything so it would stop recording
Right.
after they left, because I knew
But-
that that had crucial information on
Shut
it, and
the
I didn't
fuck
and I
up,
didn't want it.
James.
I didn't want it to get overwritten, and so it took. I think it was like 2 days later. I finally was able to get the camera SD cards out, and
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
I was able to show.
We've got one.
I was
You
able to
just don't
show
know.
all of. Look, here's me coming home at these timestamps,
Right.
and I have this timestamp of the cameras with the house empty, and you can hear the single gunshot.
Right.
And so there was a 45-minute discrepancy in the timestamps, and
And that was the point they were.
that's when
able
I
to
was
clear
that's when
you.
I was kind of able to take more of a breath, because I still didn't know. I mean, I was CSI'd. I mean, they took mugshots of me in my
Right.
front yard. Like, yeah, I was cleared and wasn't booked or anything that night, but depending upon how they took on their investigation,
Right.
I
yeah,
mean,
you could have went to jail that night.
or they could have shown up the next day or the day after
With
with
a
a warrant to arrest me. It wasn't until
Well,
was-
actually, yeah, they could have arrested both of you and Kim, and you had had to find somebody to come get the kids or whatever.
And what made that whole thing even more terrifying is the fact that I had just gotten home from the farm,
Right.
and I had
had
not
been
only that,
shooting.
but I had been shooting for the last 2 days at the farm.
Right.
And so I knew I'm full of guns. I'm full of GSR.
Right.
I've got to find everything in my power to make sure that this
And
on my side.
and all of your weapons, had they been tested, would have shown that they had been recently fired.
Yeah. But at that time, I didn't know what they had processed off of him at the scene
Right.
that also inevitably showed 100% that it was a self-inflicted.
Right.
The burn marks and everything all lined
Right.
up.
The stippling on
There
his
was
hand and
there was
everything.
no way that you could take it from that another way, but it was still nerve-wracking. I mean, even after I gave that footage, I mean, I remember for like 2 weeks until I got it all clear from the detective that they'd finished their investigation and the
Right.
case was closed. I was on pins and needles
Yeah.
because I just did not know.
I remember when we got there, I remember I could see Kimmy in the house with bags on her hands. Like, well, this is just fucked up. And I kept asking myself, I was like, where the hell's Kyle at? And she's like, I don't know.
A bloody
then
mess is my twin brother.
And then I saw you, when I
92,
saw you in
baby.
the back of the cruiser,
There you get old.
I told Michelle, I was like, holy shit, he's in the back of the cruiser. I said, they think he did it. And I told her right then, I said, they're going to investigate him until they can prove otherwise.
And it doesn't, and that whole night didn't help the fact that I was getting irritated on the 911 call.
Right.
After I found him, but because my emotions were all over the place, and they were asking me stupid questions.
And that's the way it is with
when they're sitting there saying, "Is he breathing?" No, I was getting attitude like, "No, he's been dead for hours. I can tell that.
Right.
He's not breathing. Does he have a pulse? No.
He's fucking cold."
But I mean, they have those questions they have to go through.
And so all those
one,
things.
They're going to listen to his responses. They're going to listen to the tones in your voice. And yes, people are going to get upset. They're going to be anxious because different people respond in different ways.
Yeah. Great value. Them motherfuckers was putting in work. I don't know what you talk about.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
We're on great value drone.
Yeah,
I don't know what this is.
Well, James said would not have that problem if you had a Ukraine drone. Because Bloody Mess said, can you show pew-pews on this platform? So Anonymous, Jaybird, Bloody Mess. Y'all are all new. Anonymous was here last.
Yeah, she was.
Last episode.
That person was here last week.
I already messed up with that too.
Whoops.
The anonymous. I gotta say, the anonymous, even though they're participating anonymously, they are. I value them chiming in every episode and being part of the show.
Most definitely.
We appreciate y'all coming out, and I hope y'all are having a great night.
That's what I told Chloe. I was like, you can tell this person they can come in by whatever name they want.
Yeah, you definitely ain't got to be anonymous.
But you're definitely helping us, with the content and the talk and all that stuff. So
identify as they, them. All right, now calm down, girl. Calm down. I mean, guy, girl, whoever you are.
Yeah, I know who you are, and
you ain't got to come in anonymous. You can come in as a damn guest if you wanted to. We definitely have you on the show if you ever wanted to come and just talk about anything and everything, and sometimes nothing at all.
Sometimes.
But I guess my one subject actually became quite a good subject matter.
And,
we still got a whole nother subject queued up for the next one. I guess we're gonna have to look at doing maybe a mini this week.
Yeah, possibly.
The drones they're using is out of desperation and their last resort. I wouldn't say that. Their drones they're using is.
It's not out of desperation. That's just the modern warfare.
Yeah.
That's the modern battlefield.
I don't think anyone should be using drones in any type of war. That's fucking cowardice. Like, why are you gonna run up on a soldier, a living human being, with a drone controlled by a human they don't have no worries. Like, they can kill you with the drone and not worry about getting shot at, not worry about anyone coming after them.
They just load up the next one and send it off.
Exactly. It's so fucking cowardice. I hate seeing videos like that.
But this is the evolution of the battlefield.
No, that should be inhumane. There shouldn't be that. That's like
trust me, there's so many war crimes that have been committed. I mean, it's...
Well, supposedly there's rules against this fucking war shit. You can't just drop a fucking poisonous bomb on a country. Like, you're not allowed to do that.
Hey,
That should be the thing.
There's-
The
what?
same thing with these fucking drones.
Hey,
You
easy,
shouldn't-
easy there. You're gonna start a whole another hour
I'm sorry,
show.
I'm sorry.
Save that
Yeah,
energy
save,
for the
save,
next one.
Save that one.
Okay,
But
okay.
before we do sign off, I
It's
ended up.
very inhumane. I fucking definitely agree. My twin brother agrees with me.
Of course he does.
What you trying to say, Uncle Roro?
Y'all one and the same.
Same
Twin
DNA,
brother. There
baby.
you go. No, but on another note, I guess next weekend.
Bakarwabe.
I guess next weekend, we'll touch on what I had actually was gonna do tonight.
And me.
Yes,
Fucking
I'm just saying you can.
flashers and fast lane.
Yeah.
That shit pissed me off today.
And I'm sure it pisses your twin off too, because he knows exactly what you're talking about. Because as a
tow truck
tow truck driver, he faces the same situations that I face
Especially
as a truck driver.
with his fucking emergency lights on.
Right, and
If you
nobody
have
gets
your
over.
Yes.
I get
Like,
over
I
it
see-
every time I can. If
I
I
see
don't,
ambulances come on 45. I'm a fast driver. Same thing with the fast lane thing. I know the speed limit's 65. Motherfucker, I'm doing 85.
it's because you got ticket money.
No, the fuck I don't either.
No, you didn't hear him. He got a tiny check.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't got a ticket, buddy. Yesterday, going to get the kids from Jackie's job, speed limit's 45. I passed the cop on the feeder doing 55. What does he do? Nothing.
Nothing.
Because that's how it is in Houston. If I was in Gilmer, Texas, Northeast Texas, I'd get pulled over for doing fucking 2 miles per hour over the speed limit. Here,
Yep.
I could do 20 miles per hour over. They don't give a fuck. Thankfully, finally, they're looking for real fucking crime. People that are doing 100, 120 miles per hour, not the motherfucker just rushing to get to work.
Right.
So that's the thing. Like, if you're in the fast lane, get the fuck over. Don't be doing fucking the speed limit. It's 45, motherfucker. Interstate 45. I don't care what it says. It's not 65. 65
That's
is
suggested.
65 is suggested.
It's optional.
I got up to 95 this morning headed to
Oh,
work.
easy there. You don't want to be getting
I was
attention.
gonna say, yeah, you don't want to be put on a list.
Motherfuckers
Yeah,
flew Bobby.
We need to watch this some bitch.
There was a Volkswagen GTI that flew Bobby. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm gonna follow him. Because at least he go get pulled over.
You got to
doing
be the
100.
leader, not the follower. The
Fuck
follower is the
that.
one that gets pulled over.
Hey, don't worry. I caught up to him and passed him. He was exited.
So yeah, we'll talk more on your whole flasher thing and speed and all that stuff.
If our
Next week.
podcast didn't last so fucking long this time.
Yeah, well, Kyle had a big
Hey,
story.
that was a good one, though.
But mine, for those of you following us, watch the document. Watch the
10
documentary.
miles per hour over in Upshur County is at least a taste to the ass cheek. You are not fucking
Yeah.
lying. That's what I'm talking about.
But if you're watching now, following, if you hear this later, before next weekend, watch the documentary Spy High. I watched that with my wife yesterday and the day before. Finished it yesterday. And if you know anything about Edward Snowden, if you don't, look him up, read stuff about him. A lot of people go, oh, he's full of shit. CIA wasn't spying on us. Yes, they were. I don't care what anybody says. They were. Obama comes out and says they weren't. He was full of shit, and they still are. All these devices we have, they're still
Calm the fuck
listening.
down, Jay
They're
Bird.
still watching.
We're straight red over here.
Now,
But yeah, he wants you to watch it because that would be a good one for our viewers to watch
yeah,
and
watch-
and participate in that show.
and be able to give your opinion on the documentary, because the document, it's not so much about Edward Snowden and what he came out with, but it's what came out this year that started, if I'm not mistaken, without looking at my notes, I think it started back in 2009-ish, that schools started using a surveillance program on kids' computers, mostly high school, because as we know, high school kids don't use books anymore. They use the laptops and tablets that the schools provide to them.
But we
They've-
don't come from a small town as you would. We come from something way bigger. It's not Northeast Texas in a little country town.
But yeah, watch that documentary
and be part of the show
and
because
be part of the show because it's this one's crazy, guys. I'm telling you. I mean, I've got about 2 pages of notes on my phone, and I mean, if you watch the documentary, you'll have just as much knowledge as I have about it. But it's
Bloody Mess, 1992.
It's insane about how they're basically spying on their kids. Now they say they're not doing it anymore, but in 2021, it was 80% of schools nationwide were using basically a spyware, and it was to protect our children, is what they're saying.
Everything is blanketed.
With what they did to several kids in this one community is just insane. Now in 2024, that went up to 88%. They say that laws have changed. They're not spying on the kids now, but we know that's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, and
they like to.
I know how I would feel because my kids finished school in public school, with the whole tablet thing and all that. So, yeah, it kind of set me off. I've asked Kyle about it, and he'll let you know next week. Next weekend.
It'd definitely be one that we want to get some.
Yeah,
we'd like to get other
feedback.
opinions. So
I definitely want feedback. So
that'd be a good show for activeness.
It's got 4 episodes. So I mean, you could do it in a day. You can do it in a few hours. But definitely watch it. Give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. I know what I think. I'm curious to hear what Kevin thinks about it because he has 2 kids that will be hitting high school, in the future. Kyle the same way. Both of mine have graduated.
Mine starts next.
Yeah.
I did.
Damn,
bounce.
now I really feel old.
I definitely got out of Northeast Texas.
You
got officers over there that'll pull you over for literally nothing compared to here.
Yeah, and that's about any small town you go to.
Exactly.
But
yeah,
license plate out, I pull you over.
That's all I got for now. Like I said, definitely.
This was an extended episode. I hope y'all stuck
Anonymous,
around.
Bloody Mess. Jaybird, appreciate the follow. Bloody Mess. If you didn't follow, go ahead and follow us. Anonymous.
Subscribe.
You might be following already.
I think she's Anonymous is already a follower.
Yeah, she's a follower.
That's just her name is Anonymous. Yeah,
they deal. We got you. We got you.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and let's
recap what we're smoking. Okay.
We started the show off with
Bloody
lighting.
Mess, Jaybird. If y'all don't smoke cigars, you don't inhale them. I'm just letting you know that right now.
So we started the show off with lighting up. We talked some shit. We talked about stuff. Talked about nothing.
Too, Jaybird. You take it easy, brother. Have a good night.
And let's go ahead and let's wrap it up with. Let's wrap it up with what were your thoughts on what you smoked? Of course, I'd let you know at the beginning that the Red Dot, I do enjoy these, so that's kind of no different there.
Right, brother,
this one was just and like
chime
expected.
In every episode, every Saturday around this time we do this.
How about you? How was that
I'll let you know
$2.99 factory smoke?
This $2.99, it was a good taste. It was a good smoke. The only thing I didn't like about it, it burned uneven the entire time.
I seen that.
They do that. They tend to do that. Now I have learned with those, the longer they sit in the humidor,
love you, Bloody Mess.
The better that burn gets, and the better they get. And that's also the one that I did the Arnold trick on.
With the bourbon.
I rubbed the bourbon on it.
I love you, Anonymous. You take it easy. Come out and see us when you get a chance.
That might be a good one for next time you want one.
Okay.
I can
infuse it.
I can infuse it for you. How about you, Cowboy?
We'd definitely love to have you on here once or twice.
He's over here.
Come back to us, Cowboy.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the
He's over here in his own world.
He's with the people right now.
I'm definitely we gotta.
How was your last call?
That bitch was gold a long time ago. I enjoyed the shit out of it. Last call is definitely for a cheaper cigar.
It's on
compared
your list
to the Cohiba. Yes.
Yeah, I wish we could get some here locally. Hopefully, once they get that factory up and going, they can start getting those back into mass production.
Like I said, I finished mine well before y'all's, and I enjoyed it. I mean,
I
it
mean,
was
hell,
definitely a good fucking
mine
cigar.
had that sweet taste to it. I was sitting there chewing on the end of mine just to
Oh,
get
yeah.
more sweetness out
And
of
y'all
it.
know me, I'm
That's
all
this
about
is
the
the
sweet
only
wrap.
Yeah.
this is the only one that I've ever chewed. Like it's good to just sit there and even after even when it's like that and it's been burned out for like
Yeah.
30 minutes, I'll still
Yeah,
just be enjoying
it's
it.
definitely got
so.
a good sweet flavor
The
to it.
last call was fucking good. Now I'm a what's that paradise of or breakfast of?
Oh, the breakfast in Portugal.
I'm about to smoke that bitch there.
Yep.
That went
We're going to the Christmas party. So
that went really.
I'll be
fast.
pulling out the good ones for
The
that
last
one,
call
so.
went fucking fast. I don't
It was
know.
it's small, so
Okay, so I wasn't
Yeah,
hotboxing.
you weren't hotboxing.
nah.
Okay.
That one felt like I was hotboxing
It's-
the shit out of it at the halfway mark. And I'm like, what?
It's like an hour stick, maybe a little bit less. That's why you got through it so quick. but-
Okay. Because yeah,
But yeah.
I'll
I don't
smoke
know
the
about
shit out
everybody
of
here,
that.
but I've had fun. I enjoyed listening to his story and talking about that.
I
look
enjoy all
forward
the-
to I look forward to Kevin's next week because, like I said, his brother driving tow truck, me driving an 18-wheeler, and just ordinary
just
people
me
in cars.
traveling, commuting so far for work every day.
We can definitely talk about how aggravating and frustrating that
Yes.
situation is.
And especially in the city compared to if
In the
Bloody
country,
Mess and Jaybird chime in next week, we can go through the differences of driving on
town,
a
big city.
2-lane road compared to a 8-lane road
Right.
and how it compares. And let me tell you, if you're not from Houston or any area that has multiple lanes on their highway, it's a night and day difference. I mean, you go from
A whole different world.
yes, you go from not having any worries to feeling like fucking
This
Paul
city,
Walker in Fast and the Furious trying to
yeah.
get around.
This city is the number one reason why they say you drive defensive.
and I definitely
Because
drive
if you don't
defensive.
drive defensive, your ass is getting
Yeah.
ran
Yeah,
off
you're
the
getting ran
road.
over.
So
You can put your blinker on. No one gives a fuck. You've got to force
no, that's a
your
suggestion
way.
too.
Yeah, you've got to force your way over. If you need to exit, fucking exit. Fuck whoever's behind you,
Yep.
unless it's an 18.
We had that problem. We had that problem earlier this week with my mom. She was wanting to get over. I said, "You're just gonna cut him off. He's not gonna let. He's not gonna let you over."
Love you.
You're gonna have to, yeah, you'll
But-
have to take it. But to end this one, yeah, I'll say, follow us, subscribe. That way you get any notifications. Like Kyle sent one out earlier that was letting you guys know what time we'd be on. Ran into a little trouble.
Yeah, we had
But
some technical difficulties
usually
when we
we're-
started.
Usually we're on we start
5
between
to
5:30.
7, I would say.
We try to
we
keep
try
it
to
around
between
six.
5:30 and 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
So-
later than 6 is what we try
But
for.
if, like I said, if you're following us on Twitch, like today, I posted on our story that we're gonna be live at 5:30.
Yes, very fast paced.
we were a little late, 4 minutes, but that's where whenever we're going live, I'm gonna put the ETA up every week.
I was working on a
So-
carburetor on a 4-wheeler, so yeah, we were a
But-
little late. The damn thing wouldn't fucking get fuel to it.
But yeah, so
So yeah,
thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with us and shooting the shit
thanks
for the
follows.
last.
I
2
appreciate
hours.
all the
This is-
new guys that came in.
This one goes down in the books for our longest one yet.
Yep.
Yes.
So we don't normally go this long, but hey, it is what it is. We're gonna hop on out of here and go enjoy my Christmas party that I set up 2 months ago.
Yep.
And y'all have a great rest of your evening, and we will catch you on the next show.
Yes,
Next
sir.
week.
We love y'all. Y'all
Peace.
follow, subscribe, and come back and see us. Take it
We're-
easy, y'all.
We're
Share
out.
us too. Anybody you think would like us. See you later.